Welcome to this Let's Play of Final Fantasy IX. This is our last stop in this Final Fantasy marathon as I play the quote-unquote originals. This was the last game the original creator and the original composer were solely a part of. So this is pretty much the last game the original creator ever did in Final Fantasy. Like, I'm pretty sure it's just straight up the last game he ever did. Maybe he came back and helped with something here or there. But this is his last baby, if you will. This is the last game the composer the last one he worked on all by himself, and all the ones after this, the main composer is a different person. And the original one came back to help a little bit here or there. I'm sure, I feel as if there are others on that original team. Which, that original team from Final Fantasy I don't think is a very big team. But I think there's some others that this was their last game as well. You have the trilogy on the NES/Famicom, the trilogy on the SNES/Super Famicom, and then you have this trilogy on PlayStation 1. This is the last game of that PlayStation 1 trilogy. And going into the next generation, a lot about Final Fantasy starts to change. Now the next game will be Final Fantasy X, which only came out a year after this. And it came out for PlayStation 2. And I also think Final Fantasy X is a masterpiece. That's a wonderful game as well. Final Fantasy X is my 5th favorite in the series. It is behind 6 through 9. Final Fantasy 7 is my favorite. 6 is my 2nd favorite. I said last Let's Play, Final Fantasy 8 is my 4th favorite. So Final Fantasy IX is my 3rd favorite game in the series. But this is many people's favorite. This is a game that really wasn't popular when it first came out. It was overlooked. Because this game came out at the very end of the PS1's relevance. Right? When this game came out, the PS2 was already out. Maybe you can already sense it. But Final Fantasy IX kind of takes the series back to its roots. The last 2 games, 7 and 8, were more of a modern setting, with a little bit of futuristic elements mixed in, especially in 8. Even Final Fantasy VI had a steampunk setting. The first 5 games were more so of a medieval setting. And 9 takes us back to that. And that's a full circle moment for the original creator and the original team. Now, I'm more so like the more modern settings. I think that's another big reason why 7 is my favorite. Another big reason why I like 8 as much as I do. Even 6's steampunk setting, I prefer that over a medieval setting. But even with a medieval setting, Final Fantasy IX is just so great. And it does the medieval setting as good as you can possibly do it for me and my taste. Final Fantasy IX has a unique style. The characters throughout the game get compared to... I'm about to butcher this word, but it gets compared to like chibi art. The chibi art. That art style that's in Japan, like the cutesy art style that's used in cutesy, silly animes. Especially at the time of the year 2000, when this game came out. That turned a lot of people off at the time. It didn't help Final Fantasy IX make sales. At least that's what people like to speculate. It really was just kind of a perfect storm at the time that kept Final Fantasy IX from being a big seller and taking off when it came out in the year 2000, which is kind of ironic. This is the first Final Fantasy game of the new millennium, when it's a game that takes the series back to its roots and is a celebration of the series. There will be a lot of references to old Final Fantasy games, the games that came before this one, in this game. But yeah, I love Final Fantasy IX. Over the years, and I think over the years, Final Fantasy IX's praises were able to be spread more and more. And I think more people tried the game for the first time as the years went on. And more people saw how great of a game this is. And Final Fantasy IX just skyrocketed with popularity. This is my take. Overall in the series, Final Fantasy VII is still the most popular. I think Final Fantasy VII is more popular with more casual Final Fantasy fans, maybe even more casual gamers in general. But the more so hardcore Final Fantasy fans and RPG fans in general, I feel as if Final Fantasy IX is more popular than Final Fantasy VII. That's just the impression I get. But maybe the FF9 fans are just louder. But man, Squaresoft they were really cooking from 1994 to 2000. I guess if you take FF6 development into consideration, yeah, really from 1993 to 2000 they were cooking. Final Fantasy Tactics is another game that came out in that time span, and that's such a beloved game. A game I've yet to play, but I have to play that one day just because of how popular that is. I remember seeing that for the first time, by the way. Little side note here, where it said that FMV we were seeing, where it said IFA. I remember seeing that for the first time and being like, does that say Tifa? So that's funny. The I looked too close to a T. So yeah, I think I've said this before, but my first Final Fantasy game was 15. Then I wouldn't play a Final Fantasy game again until 7 Remake. And then that made me want to play the original Final Fantasy 7 right after. And I was hooked on the series after that. And not too long after that, I would give it 8 a go through. And then not long after that, I would play through 9. And then I went back to the very first Final Fantasy and I played them all in order from there. But alright, without further ado, as a quarter of this episode is already gone, let's get into this. New game. Here we fucking go. Sure is dark. Guess nobody's here yet. Alright, first things first, let's get into this menu. Let's put you in the middle. Huh. Only 3 speeds for Final Fantasy IX. Interesting. Both times I've played through this game, I've had the window color on normal. But you know what? I think Classic is more fitting. I got this dagger and it's got flea attached to it. 0 out of 40. Fire, interesting. Flea Gill, 0 out of 45. Protect Girl, 0 out of 35. Stuff that can't help me right now. So as you can see, we have access to abilities. Right off the bat. That is Final Fantasy IX system, and what a fucking great system. I'll get into more. I'll get into... I can't talk. I'll get into it more later. I'll get into it more later. I'll get into more... Like, this is a hard thing for me to say for whatever reason. I'll get into it more later. I'll get into it more later. I'll get into it more later. Cards. They don't have any. Just like Final Fantasy VIII, we're not gonna fuck with the card game in this game much. Even less than Final Fantasy VIII, actually. Spoilers, there is one moment in the middle of the game where we have to do it. Unlike FF8. Light the candle in the middle of the room. Hold on. Got me some kill right off the bat. Who's there? Zidane. I wish it was pronounced Zidane. I think most people always called him Zidane, but Dissidia pronounces it Zidane, so I guess it's Zidane. It's me, Zidane. Hey, Zidane. You sure are late. Sorry. So where's the boss? Ain't here yet. Oh no, a dragon. Steel. Got a potion. Damn. There's probably no point. Get some! Get some, he says. This is a fucking awesome battle theme, by the way. This is my favorite battle theme in the series. Man, we're having an awful time trying to steal. Stole wrist. Do you have one? I think you have one more thing, right? I just got... Holy shit. I feel like this is the worst... I feel like this is the worst luck I've ever had trying to steal. It's a good thing he hasn't tried to attack Senna again, because Senna is a... He can only take one hit. And there he goes. Mage Masher. I'm stupid for doing this. I used up both my potions in this very first fight. Did I say both potions? I mean both Phoenix Downs. For no reason. Get some! Nice try, you missed. Ooga! Oh, my head! Go easy, you guys! Trying to do your voice is gonna kill my voice. Your voice is gonna kill my voice. Use a potion to restore HP. Hey, fools. You're looking a lot better. Alright, let's start this meeting already. Here's the plan. Tantalus, the infamous band of daring thieves, that's us, is heading to the kingdom of Alexandria. Our mission is to kidnap the heir of the throne. The heir to the throne, Princess Garnet. I'll take it from here, so listen up. Our ship's about to dock at Alexandria. And when it does, we're gonna put on our costumes. And perform I Want to Be Your Canary, the most popular play in Alexandria. Break a leg, Marcus, because you're playing the lead. Leave the acting to me. Of course, the real kidnappers will be Blank and Zidane. I'll distract the audience from backstage with these little buggers. I can't stand Oglops. But I'll manage, so don't worry about me. And that'll be your cue, Zidane. Okay. I'm so tempted to pick this because it's funny. I don't know if there's any punishment for me doing so. That's when I kidnap Princess Garnet, right? You bet. You're gonna kidnap the most babylicious beauty in all of Alexandria, Princess Garnet. here's another banger song. Wait, hold up. Not quite yet. It's coming though. Alright, here it comes. Alexandria. Are you alright? Here, you drop your ticket. Bye-bye. Here, hold up for a second. I need to check something. I hope this is not going to cause too much of a problem. My picture was looking... Damn it. My picture was looking weird. Alright, change. I just set it back to normal. Ow! Why you get out of my way? Yay! Theodore, wait for me! Wow, nobles! Nobles in the square! Well, that's it for today. Time to get ready to see the play. Found a potion. Hope I can find some Phoenix Downs. Yeah, there's really no reason for me to... There's no reason to use your Phoenix Downs in that first fight, because you just waste them for later. But I don't know, I just didn't want to leave my boy Senna hanging. Whoa, just a little longer. Darling, I'm home. I'm not done with Elia's dress yet. Come back later. Every year it's always the same. You're spoiling them grandkids, I say. Is that you, Elia? Your new dress is almost done. Found Grandma's savings of non-gil. Damn, Vivi, I can't believe you would just take that. I don't think there's any repercussions for it. I think in future Let's Plays, I don't want to do that. Because that's something I actually thought about a little bit, but I just figured for this one, for my first Let's Play with commentary, I would show that. This pattern is making me dizzy. So we don't have a name for this character yet. But we probably mostly all know who this is, right? So one of my favorite things about Final Fantasy IX is how you walk around and explore, and there's shit to find, and that's something. A lot of that kind of gets lost in the last couple of games. This was the first game in the series to have exclamation marks show up above your character's head when in the field, to indicate there's something to interact with or something to find. They introduced that in the first 6 games with the Pixel remasters. I have mixed feelings about that, because the first 6 games, yeah, they have hidden items and stuff to find. But having exclamation marks pop up above your head just makes it easier to find. And those 6 games didn't have that originally, so those items were just harder to find because of that. I mean, that's just not how those first 6 games were intended. Nobles always want to come to Alexandria to see the annual performance. I don't like how that pointy finger shows up every time I go into a new room. Commoners like us have to watch the play from the rooftops far away from the stage. I saw the nobles first. Why? You're no city child. You aren't a noble child either. Oh, these street urchins are simply dreadful. So look at all these different zany characters in Final Fantasy IX. All these different races. You got rat people, you got bird people. There's that group of characters on that ship. Those thieves that are planning on kidnapping the princess. You know, they're led by a pig person. One dude's got a tail. One dude looks like a goblin. One dude looks like he's been sewed together with shit. The other dude, Senna, he looks whack. So just a big, diverse world in Final Fantasy IX. And there's other races besides humans in the previous games, but I feel like this game, it just has the most. I mean, the character we're playing as right now, what the fuck is he? He's a black mage, which is kind of interesting to get into. I'll try and get into that more later, but yeah, I just think it's a neat thing to point out about Final Fantasy IX. How this game really goes into... There's just a whole bunch of different races besides the human race. And in this game, they really do seem like they're all living in unity. In other games, you would have other races, but they don't... But they kind of live separated from each other, at least for the most part. Like the last game, Final Fantasy VIII, you had the Shumi race. The Shumis, they seem to live in their own village by themselves, but they didn't mind leaving their... Well, some of them would leave the village and live amongst the humans. Sometimes humans would come and kick it in the Shumi village, like with Laguna. Final Fantasy VIII is interesting because is there really any other like intelligent, sophisticated race besides the humans and the Shumis? I don't think there is. In Final Fantasy VII, you had Red 13, which he was like the last of an all but extinct race. I guess he wasn't really, though. I guess he... The end credits show he was able to find a mate. Muggles do exist in Final Fantasy VII, I guess. Is there anything else? Six, of course, you had the Espers. Muggles exist in that game as well. I really probably shouldn't go through each game. But I guess my point is, there's really not a whole lot of different races. But this game really does show a shit ton of variety. Like, just in this image alone, there's more races in this image than there has been in the previous games. I don't know why I'm harping on this for so long. I just think it's neat how that, like... It's kind of cartoony. It's kind of cartoony where there's just a whole bunch of different animal people. Like this is like this is Franklin, the show Franklin, or Little Bear or something. Kids shouldn't leave the city by themselves, you know. This gate leads outside. Damn. The soldier girls have their ass cheeks hanging out. And I'm into it. Potion. I thought that was gonna let me read the statue. Heroine statue. The statue was built to commemorate General Madeline, who fought in the 9th Lindblom War in 1389. At the tender age of 13, General Madeline fought against the Lindblom army with only 9 soldiers under her command. She died in 1401, well before her time. She died at the age of 25. Sahagan card. Lizard Man card. Look at all this shit I'm finding. Zombie card. I'm gonna turn that off. Let's do that. Oh, the hero icon showed. Or it didn't show there. But yeah, this theme is a banger, and it's the only time it plays in the game, this iteration of it. Honorable nobles of Treno, Cat Alexandria is this way! 33 gil. It's always very specific amounts of gil you find laying around. Nobles are in the square. Whoa, nobles are so spiffy. Hit Paul. Want to come with us to see the nobles? We'll sure be busy tonight. But it'll also be the last time we'll be so busy. Ashley. Male Red Mage. I don't know why I'm depressed. I have a ticket to see a great show. I should be happy. That's some real shit. Potion. I gotta get back to work. When I become the manager, the first thing I'll do is fix these stairs. There is a letter on the door. Read the letter. Goodbye, Alexandria. It's been 3 years since I moved from Trano. I started a new business here, filled with hope, but the people of this city didn't accept me. Why? Why can't I sell any Oglop goodies in Alexandria? Alexandria is still a hick town. Maybe my business is too hip for this place. I'm moving to Lindblom. In Lindblom, my dreams will become reality. Oglop goodies. Hurry up, I want to see the nobles. Wow. How'd you get a ticket for the show? You better head straight to the ticket booth in the square. You have to get your ticket stamped. You have to get your ticket stamped there before you can enter the castle. Good afternoon. I'm gonna go ahead and buy me some of them. I know the very beginning, like the first area with enemies, it can be brutal. It can be a little on the brutal side. You want to make sure you're prepared. 38 gil. Take all the gil we can. I hit my 3 precious cards in a safe place. I saw the nibbles first. I saw the nibbles first. Do you like the flowers too? The blossoms in Alexandria are quite splendid, don't you think? Flowers for sale, a perfect gift for the one you love. You wanna try? Oh shit. 2 times. Wow. Come play with us again. I'll give this a few more tries. Oh my god. 1. Oh, that sound messed me up. Only 10 gil. Damn it. Come on, damn it, really? 28 again? Let me at least get to 30. Damn it, fuck. Shit, fuck. Yeah, I suck at this. Damn it. Damn it. Man, I just want to get to fucking 30, and I'll call it a day. Fuck. How have I even gotten to 28? That message box just popping up throws me off. Damn it. Damn it, I can't. Damn it. I don't know how the fuck I ever got to 28. Damn it. And oh my god, I'm just so horrible at this. I just cannot with this. I cannot. Fuck, damn it! I can't. This fucking. I just cannot do this shit. I cannot. I just can't with this. I cannot. This message. This fucking explanation message box for this shit sucks. Like I swear it's not consistent with how it pops up. I swear it's just not fucking consistent with... Damn, it's just... Couldn't handle the speed increase. I should be getting a 20 every time, and I can't even do that most of the time. I just... Fuck! What a way to start this Let's Play. I'm gonna end this one here. I'm gonna try some more in the next episode. Until then,